Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344-6595.
Are you a jerky jerk?
You're holding it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Just give me 1 second.
RJ's Beef Jerky. Real jerky for real jerky jerks.
Can you give me a piece?
Yeah, of course.
Guys, summer's almost over and there's work to be done before winter arrives. Allow our good friends at Willie Gardens to help you out with all your outside weatherization needs. No job too big, too small. They've been helping and serving our area for over a decade. Need a road plowed or maybe your business parking lot? Let them help. Don't get stuck inside during the winter months. Give them a call at 606-344-8790.
Kick off your boots, come gather round. We're digging up secrets that can't stay down. Bigfoot's out there in the midnight air. Aliens watching from who knows where. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, CIA. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. From small town whispers to city lights, we're hunting the truth in the dead of night. Conspiracies spin and the rumors fly. Country Cupid is gonna tell you why. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Footsteps in the woods, lights in the sky. Some call it crazy, we just ask why. Laugh if you wanna, but you just might see there's more to the world than they want it to be. No sugarcoating, we're saying it straight. Bigfoot, alien, secrets to break. No sugarcoating, the truth on display. Jericho and Paul, bring it your way. Truth or a tale, come and see. We're gonna have some fun, y'all.
In a world where feelings are protected and men have traded big, beautiful beards for man purses and man buns, comes to you a podcast you always wanted and never knew you needed. A podcast where feelings are left at the door and conversations happen unfiltered and no sugarcoating.
What's going on? Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I'm filling in for Paul. I'm not Paul Buchanan, and this is not Jericho Mason. So I've got you, Paul. See it? Hang on, if I can get that positioned right. Right. All right. Well, Paul and Jericho, or otherwise, I got remove that. That'll burn me up. But Paul and Jericho were otherwise out for the evening, so they left me alone in the studio, and I've got guest Andrew Earles joining me. Some of you guys might have seen him around. He's at the Verizon store, which
Yep.
they don't call it the Verizon store.
No, it's cellular sales.
Cellular
Yep.
sales, but it's the authorized Verizon dealer, right?
Right. Yeah, Verizon doesn't really have stores anymore. It's all third-party companies, and we're one of the biggest ones.
Right.
We got stores all over the country. We got all of West Virginia, most of Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana. It's all cellular sales.
So if you have any cell phone issues and you use Verizon or you use AT&T, and JD's going to get mad at me, but you can switch to Verizon, right?
Hey, absolutely, and we'll actually pay up to $800 of your phone off for you right now.
$800.
Yes, sir. And if you have AT&T and T-Mobile, we actually got a promotion right now. We will beat their price.
Really?
You bring your bill in, we scan it, and it will beat their price. If we don't already beat their price.
I seen the commercial where the lady's trying to trade in a TV, and
Yeah.
you're not as cool as Verizon, so. But I know I've dealt. That's what I've got is Verizon. I use Verizon myself. I've used them for years, and Drew's always hooked me up with it. We just came in the other day, and you gave me $1,200 phone for $5 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a $1,000 off offer.
Yeah.
No trade, any plan.
So that's
Can't beat that.
$1,000 off, and you get a Google Pixel 10 Pro free for the $1,000.
Yeah.
You can get the XL for
$200.
$200 extra. So those are good phones too. My kids use the Google Pixel.
That's what I got. I won't have anything but a Pixel.
And then my wife, she loves it, man.
Yeah.
She didn't think she would, but it's got a great camera and stuff on it. I've got Samsung, so
Hey, ain't bad.
I'm
Ain't
not
bad.
an iPhone guy.
Right. Oh, I'm not either.
Yeah.
Well, that's should be labeled as a cult. iPhone people. But
It is
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
a cult.
yeah.
So I get all these spam calls. We may put one of them on the screen here. And
Yeah.
get them hooked. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What have you done? Because you've been in a little bit of everything.
Man, I have was in real estate for a few years. GameStop before that for a little while. Rent-A-Center before that.
Because these people would have seen you somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. I used to work at the bank inside Walmart there when it first opened for a little while. So everybody's got lucky enough to see this face at least once. I'm sure.
At least once.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially here in Corbin.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So how do we know each other?
Video games, man.
Video gaming.
Yeah. We played games for how long before we actually even seen each other?
It's probably a while.
It was a while.
Your wife and I worked together.
Right.
And she's like, my husband plays. And I'm like, well, tell him to add me.
Yeah.
You know?
Old good old PUBG days.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Markham. Old Markham.
Yeah, I'll mark them. Yeah.
Actually hooked us up playing. We played the first round of Rust.
Rust. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Rust.
Yeah.
OG Rust, too.
Yeah.
Not this new crap.
No.
Man, Rust used to be so good.
Yeah.
It used to be so good.
But it was still it's still even now it's more toxic, but even back then it was so much nerd rage.
Oh, it was bad.
You know.
Yeah, it was bad. But they messed it. Old Rust, before they started changing the graphics and everything, it didn't need to be changed.
Mm-hmm.
They could have added stuff, and then they ruined that game, in my opinion. But
Right. But you can still go back and play it from what I remember.
I'm sure you probably can somehow.
Yeah.
There's some way to download it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I think they offered it at one time where you could go back to Switch on the classic, but that's how we got started, and then we started streaming together
Yeah.
on Twitch. We were just talking about that before that Twitch may be doing multi-stream now. Like,
From my understanding, yeah, you can multi-stream now. It used to be you could multi-stream, but you couldn't monetize your Twitch channel. I'm pretty sure they lifted that now, because a lot of these guys you see streaming now, streaming on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, even all at the same time. So,
Oh, yeah.
which is something that should have never been an issue to begin with.
right.
If you get, because the revenue share on Twitch is a little bonkers anyway.
Right.
So if you're taking care of your people, like, that shouldn't have been an issue to start with.
Well, I remember we had the levels you had to get and meet certain like achievements before you.
Yeah, you had to be was it a partner is the big ones, right?
Yeah.
You had to be an affiliate?
Yeah.
You had to have like
There's
50 viewers and
followers.
you had to stream for 20 hours a month with so many viewers.
Right.
Yeah, it was something. It's
I
crazy.
remember though when we first got it though, it was like amazing. Now I don't think they have that.
I'm not too sure. I've not streamed on Twitch in
Yeah.
7 or 8 years now,
I think
probably.
we're grandfathered in with our accounts.
Is it?
So
Yeah. I still, oddly enough, still get a check from them every once in a while.
yeah.
People have never canceled their subs.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this, go cancel your subs. You're paying for nothing.
Right. I did. We all subbed each other though a lot.
Oh yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
Everybody did for their boys. Gift subs.
Yeah.
You know what's funny with that? You know, I never even watched Twitch before I started streaming on it.
Right.
I forget who it was. I was playing with somebody and they were streaming, and I was like, you know what? That seems like that'd be kind of cool, and started doing it. But it is what it was. It just life, man. Kids got a little older. Then I realized how much time I was spending playing video games,
Right.
and I was like, oh man, gotta quit doing that.
Unless you're making money at it, right?
Now, yeah, and if it's a job, yeah, it's fine. But it wasn't a job for me.
Right.
You're getting 3 or 4 viewers stream and
Right,
everything.
that's-
You ain't making money on that.
That's where it's tough. That's what I like about Facebook though is in the new platform. I don't know how Twitch is. We'll have to look into it, but you know, you don't get paid for just live views. You get paid for the reoccurring views
Right.
too, and the interactions and the chats and all that stuff that goes on with it. And that's why we always tell people to comment and stuff. We have, you know, our TikTok is, you know, got almost 90,000 followers on it, and there's those last few videos. You know, these idiots don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, keep those comments coming. We
Oh,
love
I
them.
know. Yeah, because it's an engagement, right?
Right. It's
So-
an engagement, and it triggers that algorithm to.
Yeah, and then it's on there. That's one thing, like on Facebook especially, because I don't even look at my Facebook hardly ever, unless I'm going to like Marketplace.
Right.
But these people that share stuff that they don't agree with or they're bashing, I'm like, you're just helping them out.
Right.
Like you're just feeding it. Because when you share that makes the algorithm change.
Right.
And they're just getting more views out of it. Because if you share it, if you got 1,000 friends, 10% of them look, there's another 100 people they've reached, and it's like you're just helping.
Add fuel to the flame.
That's it.
And that's what I was telling them. I love the negative comments just as much as the good comments because it don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Negative or bad. There's no dislike button.
I mean, there's a few TikTok guys I follow. All they do is rage bait stuff. It's like they get on there and they purposely try to just get people fired up, and they'll get 1 million views or 100,000 likes, and it's like, okay,
Yeah. So you was talking about that. We were talking about the TikTok. You know people that build the TikTok levels up and then.
yeah. A guy I used to work with, he was doing it pretty steady. He'd have 4 or 5 TikToks at a time. Just clip something, put it on their basketball fights or something. He'd get it built up so much and then sell it for $400 or $500 the account, and he was just making extra money doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I guess you could. People will buy instant followers, I mean, they like that dopamine hit of having the followers.
Yeah, because you got to have like so many to be able to
Yeah,
stream and stuff on there, right?
10,000. Yeah, well, to stream, I think it's only 100 or something like
Gotcha.
that. But to go live on TikTok, but to get monetized, it's 10,000. So you got to have 10,000 to be able to get paid for a video on TikTok, and that's hard to do.
Sure.
So I mean, if he was doing that and selling it for somebody that was wanting to put out content and make money off of it right off the bat, it's a kind of a $400. They would think that would be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it saves you all that work.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he'd sit at work when we were slow,
Yeah.
and just do stuff, and then he just let it build up, and then
Right.
I was like, man, that's not a bad idea. I'm too lazy to do it, but
Right. That's the thing is I've
Yeah.
got too much ADHD and I've got
it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
So
Even Twitch was, I mean, trying to get everything set up right, use sounds, this and that. Like, man, it's a pain in the rear end.
yeah. Well, this is just like streaming on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, this is a compound.
Right.
I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome, dude. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. This is your first time in here.
Yeah.
Our Bigfoot. And We try to position people just right to where they're in the right
Gotta-
space there.
Do have a very sus casting couch in here, but other
Well,
than that,
there's no files for,
Right.
for the people that's
Yeah.
been on that. There's no list. The list doesn't exist for the people that's been on that couch.
yeah. He was like, "Do you want to sit over there?" I said, "Absolutely not."
If you sit over there, though, you got to kick your feet back and
Yeah, you could chill out over there for sure.
right. But we do kind of somewhat have a list over here, but some of that stuff is turning green now. Somebody must have went over it with green to get it in there. But the yellow, it was red and it kind of faded out. And we had, Billy and Tira's on there, and we got Kentucky Life up there. Got a few people on there that's
Been on the show.
been on the show. So if they've been on the show, they can sign it and go. So when I was up there, we were talking about things that we can do, to kind of entertain people and talk about stuff. There's a lot of, like Jericho's a hunter. I know you're a deer hunter. Like you posted some videos of deer. What, you got any interesting stories on that?
Man, I missed one yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, dude.
Was it the one that you seen or the big?
No, it was just a doe.
Okay.
It was just a doe. It wasn't that 12-pointer. If I'd missed that 12-pointer, I probably wouldn't have been here today, to be honest with you. But no, it just I got a new stand, so I saddle hunt. So you're kind of like a tree climbing saddle type deal with a rope around the tree that you clip yourself into. But I got a new stand. Second time that I've actually used it, and I don't like it. It's a little wonky. It's real narrow towards the tree.
Okay.
And the deer came in on the opposite side of where I was expecting it to come in, because they normally come in on my left side with how I was sitting in the stand. But I was standing up when that deer came in. So I had to twist underneath my rope with my back up against the tree. But the base of that stand's so narrow, it's got two wires that hold it in. It's like a hang-on stand, mainly. So my feet was all weird. I was kind of angled a weird way with my bow and this and that, and I just went over it.
You fell off of it?
No, I missed the deer. I shot over the deer, yeah. No, I didn't fall off of it this time. This time. I did about a month ago actually pass out my tree stand.
Really?
Yeah. First time I actually used that stand. That's another reason why I hate that stand.
What happened there?
Man, I've passed out twice since June, just randomly. They think it's actually my blood sugar's tanking for some reason. Went golfing back in June. We went to a restaurant after. There was no alcohol involved.
Right.
It wasn't, extremely hot that day, but I was starving.
Really?
I'd ate that morning, but I hadn't eaten nothing all the rest of the day. Got to a restaurant, ate a couple wings, and I was like, boys, I'm feeling dizzy. Next thing I know, they're waking me up. It was fine. I went out hunting about a month ago. Got up in the stand, was sitting there, got that same feeling. Next thing I knew, I woke up and I'm hanging from my saddle.
Oh, wow.
Which sounds really dangerous, but saddle hunt is the safest hunt you can do.
Right.
I wasn't in any danger of falling out or anything, but I was hanging out, literally.
Right.
Yeah.
That's scary. You need to get that definitely checked out.
Yeah.
Take some RJs with you, and that way you don't get hungry.
Oh, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't even saying it because I'm on the podcast. That's some of the best jerky I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
No joke. It's not like Jack Link's is kind of moist or whatever, and then some jerky you get, it's just like sandpaper, right?
Right.
This is kind of like an in between one, and it's really good, and man, it tastes good, dude.
Oh yeah.
It is really good.
You
brought me,
to halfway do anything though?
huh? Well, that is true. Yeah. That is true. You brought me a couple bags at work, and one of them came up missing. I ain't going to blame nobody.
Right.
I'm just saying.
There'll be an investigation.
There'll be a full-on investigation.
Right. Let me smell your breath. You got pepper on that?
I seen one of the guys I work with was over there eating some of it. He goes, "Hey, you want some jerky?" I was like, "Dude, it's my jerky, bro." But no, it's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they like it. Hopefully they can buy it here at Sugar Boogers. You can get it right out front. They sell it.
Right.
Then, of course, you can buy it at Badwoods Outdoors when you're going to get your hunting equipment and stuff.
I drive right by there when I go hunting, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can get it there.
What's that bookstore you can get it at? That
can
still
it.
blows my mind.
Yeah, at the bookstore, Georgia Blossoms bookstore, right across from the Liquor King. You can get it there too. They, believe it or not, are our biggest retail partner.
That's what you was telling me the other day. I'd have never in 100 years thought that.
They sell out every week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking her husband buys most.
Is that what
of
Hey,
so-
whatever works.
But yeah, but no, they sell out pretty good. They push it a lot though. Of course, they've been Christie's one of the owners of it. It's kind of like family. She's been around us. Her mom has been went to school with her mom. We babysit them when they were kids, and we babysit her kids, and so they've been into our church and kind of grew up with us. So they promote us pretty good there, though. So, but it's good to have partners like that. But the product sells itself, though. Once somebody tries it,
Oh, that's good.
the price point they're a little bit off on it because some stores will sell it for I think Pinball Museum sells it for $14.99. I don't tell the stores what they need to sell it for, but then there's some that sell it for $11.99. Some sell it for $12.99. I think Badwoods is $11.99. I think the bookstore's $10.99. So
Yeah, that's cheap though for beef jerky, really.
yeah. Well, Minga is our biggest competition.
Yeah.
And they sell their 3.5 ounce bag for like $8.99. So, but Minga is not whole cup. It's not whole muscle. They're a Kentucky brand, but they're not whole muscle. What they do is they'll shred their beef, and then they'll press it into one big sheet with all the sugars and the sodium phosphates and sodium nitrates, which is what gives it that red look, and then they'll cut it in squares.
Into pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I ain't going to bash another company on here, but their stuff ain't that good.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like it, and they are.
No, I mean, they sells like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're cheap. That's how they can make it cheap, and their pieces are extremely thin, where ours, mine's whole cut muscle. And the ingredients on it, beef, soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, garlic, onion, not powders, true garlic, true onion, and then black pepper for the black pepper.
So they got any of that red 40 in it?
Nope.
Dang it.
Ain't got none. It's gluten free. Ain't even got any wheat product.
Can't be having no gluten.
Yeah. So,
Now, how do you know how many calories is in that?
well, we have to send it to get tested. So we are USDA approved.
Oh, so you actually doing this stuff right.
Yeah.
You ain't rednecking it?
No.
Oh, okay. Hey.
National company, so in order to be able to sell it in stores. Now, if somebody's selling their jerky that they make from home in stores,
No, man.
no, ain't
No.
gonna happen. And it's only a matter of time before they're caught. Because the labels itself cost me $3,000 just to send them off to get them approved.
Really?
Yeah. Per flavor.
So USDA's got to prove what's on your label?
They have to approve the label, the
I didn't know
size.
that.
Everything has to have a certain size. Everything has to have certain. We have to have our UPC numbers, and they have to be registered nationally. You get the USDA sticker on there. If it don't have a USDA sticker on there,
No.
no, it's
But
not supposed to be.
what is this country coming to that you can't just go cut up some deer and put in a store?
Yeah, right. Not to mention there's that blue tongue going around that
Yeah, oh yeah.
probably wouldn't be good if somebody cut up some blue tongue and put it out there. So, but every new batch we get, we have to send off a sample to get tested, make sure the bacteria is killed in it and everything before we package it up and send it out.
Right. Yeah, I used to work at a meat processing plant in Ohio that made Arby's roast beef, like when I was in high school.
Right.
And they had a quality control person that had to do that in the warehouse.
Yep.
Cool thing was we also made Burger King's beef patties.
Right.
But when they would test that stuff, they would throw it in a box with like a trash bag liner. And you could just bring a couple slices of bread with you to work, and you could go get that out of there and eat it for lunch.
Oh yeah. But see, when the federal government wants me to test it, I have to send them a full pound of jerky. It don't take no full pound to test a little bit.
No.
For bacteria. So,
That's a good idea.
yeah. They're like, they end up testing it that way. So
The record for Kentucky is 209 inches so far, whitetail.
for whitetail, so far,
That's a big old deer.
yeah.
I was actually, I seen something on Facebook the other day. They were showing the states like average, inches on the deer. Kansas is like the average is 209, and
Oh,
Kentucky's like 170.
Wow.
Like that's huge.
Yeah.
Like it's
For
insane.
the average,
Yeah.
209, because that
Yeah.
means they got to be much
I mean,
bigger.
so the average, you can go to Kansas, and you are probably going to get a deer. Like even our biggest deer here is probably like the average deer there. I mean, there's obviously exceptions to that rule, but that's insane.
Wow.
I really want to get that 12-pointer I got on camera because that thing's got to be, it ain't 200, but it's got to be 180, 185.
Right.
That thing is huge.
That's not the one you had licking the camera, though.
No, that's that 8-pointer. No,
Yeah.
no, that ain't a bad deer either.
No.
I'll shoot whichever one of them I see first is going down. Now I do want to get that 12-pointer, but
Right.
I ain't going to discriminate
Right. Now, there's
unless
a
I
good-
miss it again.
There's a good 14-pointer in behind my house. It's pretty big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Actually, I
he's
don't
got a
hunt too
whole-
far from your house. Actually,
He's got a whole herd out there.
does he?
Yeah, they all follow. And this is the first year I've seen, and I think we were talking about that, I've seen spots. Fawns with spots, which is odd. I mean,
I just think how it's the weather's changing, right? So it doesn't get cold anymore until.
like
I mean, this year
December,
it's came a little earlier than it has been.
Right.
But yeah, like January and February is when we're getting the bad weather, and I think they just kind of shifted
The rut around.
the rut around a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like even last year, during the rut, like man, I didn't see hardly anything,
Oh, yeah.
anything. And that place I hunt at's teeming with deer.
Oh, yeah.
They actually, when I change my batteries out my camera, they only last about 2 weeks. Just the amount of pictures I get is just insane.
Right.
But yeah, during the rut last year, I mean nothing, nothing, no does, nothing.
That's crazy. Last year.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah. This year, those different stories.
Man,
They're
this year
everywhere.
they're all over the place this year,
Yeah.
and it's already now that 12-pointer he don't ever come out during the day, but then all them other bucks I got on camera, man, they're there all the time.
Right.
Except they know my work schedule. They don't show up when I'm off, but
Right. Right.
You know.
On your days off, they won't show up.
oh yeah, if I'm at work, they'll be there.
It's probably because you use all that no scent and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I use a scent thief, which is I've been reading a lot on that. Apparently, that is all baloney. But I don't know.
Go out there once without it. Don't worry about it.
Man.
Put your dip in.
The
Don't
yeah.
even worry about it. Because I've had him come out to me while I'm standing right there in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
And then just walk right up to me.
Well, you hear about all these old timers used to like, oh man, I used to go out there and smoke and drink my coffee and everything, and you never bothered them,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50. I feel paranoid if I don't have it on. Plus, right now it's so hot outside, and I'm a little chunky, so I be sweating when I get in that tree stand.
Right.
Except here last week or so, it's finally cooled off a little
Cool
bit.
off. It is
But-
getting cooler, so should be on there.
Cold front. Yeah. We're going out Halloween weekend. We're going out to Wendell Ford out in western Kentucky to hunt. I'm hoping there's some big old deer out there.
Right.
We were at Peabody. You ever been out to Peabody out in western Kentucky? So it's a WMA, but it's I don't even know how many acres it is, but it's ginormous.
Right.
But man, you want to talk about deer. But the problem is, don't go during gun season. Huh. All you see is orange up in the trees.
Right.
Dude, it is insane, man.
Hey, somebody get shot then.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't. Well, you can only hunt the first week of gun season. That's all they allow at Peabody. But, man, when you go out there, I've never been out there during gun season, but I got a buddy that goes, and he sent me pictures, dude. You just see orange up in the trees, and I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy. So what the wheel is, huh? The wheel is the wheel of uncomfortable. And on the wheel, there's different things that you can pop on, land on. And at some point during this, we will possibly spin it based on your vote on who has to spin it. It'll be number 1 or number 2. And you guys can vote on number 1 or 2 who spins it. And whoever gets the most votes by the time we get ready to spin it will have to do whatever's on it. So that's the Wheel of Uncomfortable. That's the new segment that we've been adding to it. Then we're going to try to do some calls maybe. My phone's dead though, but we'll see if we can do some calls. I've got an idea for pranking a friend of mine and seeing what we can do, but you guys can come up with that. Some of you guys might know Billy Hubbard. So I've seen that he's recently into Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I don't know much about Magic the Gathering.
I
at
don't
all.
either.
So, but I would like to prank him on it. I thought about, because I'm an independent game developer too. I make games. So I thought about calling him, and I can speak on that, right? Like I got a TCG game that I'm working on. And, we were trying to get his input. We seen that he's into Magic the Gathering, and we'd like to make some cards based on him and his input, and make a redneck game, and just start going, but then blow him off, right? Just blow off every idea he has. Yeah, that's great, but that just seems too rednecky. So we're gonna go with this, and just see if we can't invoke him into being Billy. So, but if anybody actually knows Billy, right, then you'll know that Billy's not like the character he plays on his TikTok and stuff. He's typically
He's a pretty chill guy.
He's pretty chill.
I know his TikTok and stuff's hilarious, man.
Yeah. So, but he's pretty chill. So, he wouldn't be expecting to have to be in character, which will be the fun part, because then we get to push him a little bit. But we may do that here in a little bit. I wouldn't worry about too much, because I know he's not watching. So it's Friday night, so he's probably recording or doing something else himself. He started Twitch streaming. So
Oh, did he?
yeah, he's starting to play the games. And then we also got Kentucky Life we could prank. You ever seen Kentucky Life's Jerry Riddle's stuff?
I believe so. Yeah.
He's a young boy that lives over there in Harlan, I think.
Oh, yeah, I have seen his stuff, yeah.
He works on his old cars. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's a good kid, but we could get him fired up too pretty easy. But I don't know. If you guys got some ideas, let us know, and we might get to it here in a little bit later in the show on that. So my mic is low. Probably. My mic normally is pretty hot, so I turned it down low so I don't overdo people. It's my voice. When I get up in the mic, my voice just dominates.
You got a deep voice anyway.
Right.
You got a voice and a face for radio.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I definitely have the face for radio. So Paul has the radio voice. But yeah, I've definitely got the face for radio. So, but I tried to mix it in, because I'll go back and listen to, our shows, and I'll rewatch them, and then I'll hear Paul and Jericho, and their mics are set at full, and I'll have mine over here pulled down, and I'm just walking right over top of them and the guests. I don't want to walk over them. So today, that's why, Michael, that's why I was low. I purposely pulled this one down so I don't walk over, because I know Drew doesn't have the projection like a Paul does.
Well, it depends.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I like you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
I got people probably disagree with that, but
yeah,
I'm pretty chill.
I'm gonna still, everybody's gonna have opinions, right? Mm. But I've known you for years, so the only thing, let's talk about MMA.
Yeah.
So Didn't you used to do MMA?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, 2000. Let's see, that'd have been what, 2006 to 2008
2006
to 2008. Yeah, 2009 maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do some random fire stuff, Michael. Eventually, 2008, 2009, you did MMA.
Yep.
Where did you do that at?
Went pro, baby. First fight. So when I'm from Indiana. Always loved MMA. We had a little. I'm from a little bitty town in Indiana. We had 2 red lights. Didn't have a Walmart. Like Walmart was 30 minutes away. Like
Right.
nothing. But we had this little video store. You know, back in the day when you go rent a movie, and they had when you had to go pull the tags off. They had the movies up there, and you had to pull the
Take
tag
the
off and
tag.
take it. Yeah. Well, if you rented a movie, then you also it was a gray tag, and then you could get a yellow tag rental for free. And yellow was always like the UFCs or this and that. So I used to always get those and watch them. And I wrestled in high school and in college.
Right.
So naturally that kind of was like, oh man, this is awesome, right? So moved to Harlan in 2004, I believe. Yeah. Actually, I guess I fought from 04 to 08. But anyway, they had fights at the National Guard Armory. And I was like, man, I'm going to go try this out.
Right.
And back then, is before the state legalized it.
Right.
So it wasn't a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Right. You would just show up, you'd weigh in, and they just matched you by weight.
Right. Tough.
Didn't care about skill.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So my first fight, I fought another boy from Harlan, and beat him in like 18 seconds. Hit him with just a classic wrestling single leg. Got on
Right.
top of him, rear naked choke. So I was in another little backstory. I was in the Army for a little bit. They taught you some hand to hand, so I knew a few holds.
Close quarters.
But
you were more of a wrestler. That was your discipline, right?
yeah, for sure.
So you
So-
wasn't like jujitsu or anything. You were
No, I just knew a few little holds.
Right.
But back then, nobody did. Like I was the first like light heavyweight around that actually grappled. Everybody else just wanted to go in and swing for the
Right,
fences, right? Like we had Scott Hope. He's awesome at jiu-jitsu, black belt. Had a little. He moved to Florida, but he had a little jiu-jitsu place here for a while. But he was the only other like grappler at the time, really.
right.
So for the first little bit, all the fights were kind of easy for me because people just come running in trying to punch your brains out, and I just take them down and
Right.
ground and pound them or rear naked choke. And then, just fought all around here, Lexington, Louisville, fairs, all over the place. And then I started going to Atlanta, and that's when I got a reality check. I thought I was a bad man.
Right.
No, sir.
When you got to Atlanta, though.
Oh man! Well, you go down there, you'd fight guys that was training like Forrest Griffin and some of these UFC guys.
Right.
I did beat one of them, but for the most part, I got my butt whipped pretty bad. But I fought all over the place. Fought almost every weekend, almost, because at the time that was my only source of income. Like I got divorced, moved back in with my mom and dad,
Right.
and I didn't really have any bills, so I could fight every weekend and make a little money.
Right.
And it was better than working an actual job.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're probably making more, really.
You could, man. Like even back then, like a lot of them wouldn't pay you like now UFC they pay you $200,000 to show up, $200,000 if you win. Back then, a lot of times it was just, hey,
Only if you
you sell how many tickets, and they'd give you like 100 tickets for free, and whatever you sold them for, you got to keep that. And anything past that, they'd split like 50-50 with you.
Oh, okay.
So like, you'd sell as many tickets as you could, and you made quite a bit of money from it. And before it was legalized, statute of limitations probably done with this, but they weren't supposed to pay you, but
Right.
they give you really good gas mileage,
Right.
right? So they were allowed to pay gas mileage.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but no, it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Y'all don't count on the votes.
Well, you got some haters in
Yeah,
chat.
I've got some haters today.
Dang, man.
So that's all right.
But yeah, went pro, fought a few fights in pro, and then I had a daughter with my ex-wife, And then Ann, who I'm married to now, she got pregnant, and it was like, well, I got to get a real job now.
Right.
So retired and started working real jobs.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer to fight, though.
Oh, yeah? You think you could still fight?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
I got
the redneck brawl thing going on.
Hey, listen. I'll probably only got 3 minutes in me, but it'd be the worst 3 minutes of their life right now. If you can last 3 minutes, you probably got me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've thrown around the idea of doing maybe a retirement fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
We can promote it.
ooh, man, I don't know.
We can definitely promote it. I'm sure we can find somebody.
It's-
Because not only do I got haters, I know you got haters.
Well, actually, they used to do these like Kentucky Hall of Fame and all these awards. 2005, I won the most hated fighter in Kentucky. That's at all the championships I won. I had 3 belts.
Right.
I'm in the Hall of Fame. That award is by far my favorite one I ever got.
Right.
Because I used to have people, they'd come, because we had a chat. You remember the message boards back in the day when they were real popular? There was one for one of these promotions around here.
Right.
And I used to get on there talking all kinds of trash.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd get to these fights.
Yeah, you're
and
a
then,
trash talker. I know
Oh,
that,
big time.
so.
Big time. And then, I'd get people in there, they just wanting to, they're paying to watch me get beat up. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, that's fine.
Right.
Because you're coming to see me. I'm making money because you're coming to see me.
Right.
Because they'd be all chanting like for the other guy or whatever, and I'd elbow him. I'd get him down side mount, elbow him, and I'd look up. It was almost like a pro wrestling match.
Right.
But a lot of times, you'd message the guy on the message board, be like, hey, dude, I'm going to say some stuff. I don't really mean it,
Right.
but we're trying to sell some tickets.
Right. And they'd be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because they want to make money, too.
The problem, though, with that is sometimes I would take it a little too far.
Right. And get it personal.
And it'd go a little personal. And I like that even more. Because I'm not, like, I don't mind confrontation, but I don't go seek it out, right? But if you give me some extra motivation, it's not going to be a good day for you.
Right.
So, it'd get personal, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fought before the fight actually happened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'd be at the armory and get into the same room. Dude. Some of the best fights ever was in the
green
in a
room.
locker room.
Right.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I can imagine. I was watching them do the redneck brawl and all their smack talk and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and it's gotten pretty big with their promotion. Catfish.
Cooley. Yeah. I love that dude, man.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I love that dude, man.
He just,
I've been following him forever, man. Yeah. He is hilarious.
He has recently gave his life to Christ now, though.
I seen that.
And he is really devoted himself and tried to change and very humbled and and that makes me proud because I always knew he's deep down his heart was called anyways.
I bet that dude could fight too.
Oh yeah, that dude.
He's athletic anyway. Yeah. Like you watch him videos, him doing backflips and stuff, and he's a big dude.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't look like he can do it. It's like golly, dude.
Yeah.
But he's hilarious.
Oh yeah. We could. I know guys around here that look like that. They just throw up a big 14-inch tree limb.
Or
tree husk on
redneck
their
strong.
And just throw it over into the truck and
be done.
Yeah, be cutting pine posts, and just flipping them up and throwing them on the truck. And here I am dragging a little 4-inch, trying to drag it on the ground and get it up there. These guys are mountain grown and mountain tough,
Oh yeah.
So you get somebody like that into that redneck brawl, that'd be my only fear. It's because now it's not just luck. It's not just local. These were drawn from all the states, and I think this one's fight. Boxing.
Yeah.
Which I was a kickboxer, and I was pretty good at it. I'm really good at boxing. I could train somebody. I just don't know if I'd. Like I said, though, 3 minutes in the ring.
Oh,
this old man with my lungs, man, I'd be.
That's why I don't know, because, like, even going to the gym anymore. Like, you go to the gym, it takes 2 days to recover from it. Yeah. Back when I was fighting, dude, you go train and lift weights. The next day you feel fine. Mm-hmm. And now if I sleep wrong, I'm messed up for 4 days. It's insane.
Yeah.
But Where'd you do your training at, Mike?
Yeah. Did the Army combat training? Yeah.
That's what I went through some of that. Actually, I used to train with a guy down in Middlesboro. His name, Floyd Branham. He was the hand-to-hand combat instructor for the National Guard around here. I used to go to the Guard and train with him a lot.
Yeah.
They teach them guys really good.
When I went in the Air Force, this was back in 1994, 93, I think, somewhere around there. I got pulled into CCT for the Air Force, which was, the combat controllers, the special forces of the Air Force. And glorified air traffic controller, what we would do is we'd drop into a LZ, not a LZ, but we'd make it an LZ. So we'd have to drop into an area, clear it, and make it an LZ to be able to drop in, bring in aircraft and personnel to get them on the ground and take over like whatever area we were in. A lot of them were hot, but the training that we did then was, you had to go through all of it. It was a year and a half to train, and we had to go through SEER, we had to go through, airborne, we had to go through all the same trainings, we had to go through train with SEALs, we had to train with Rangers, we had to train with the Green Berets, just because we were attached to them. The one thing that I didn't like about it is everybody I trained with in the Air Force, I didn't get to deploy with them because Air Force only sends, every deployment has one Air Force personnel with them everywhere they go. So even the Special Forces will have one that goes. We're the guys that paint the targets, call in the targets, do the land. So that's the CCT, combat controllers. And then, of course, if Special Forces get into a hot fire and they get injured and can't get out, then they call the Pararescue, which is the other Air Force Special Forces. And those guys are nuts. They're medically trained parajumpers that jump out, these PJs, and they are built like tanks. And they can stitch you up enough to get you off the battlefield. But they drop in on live fire. That's crazy.
No, that's next
crazy.
level stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So they go in and rescue the Special Forces teams. So that's major. And we did all the same training as them, but they went to medical. They had a whole different mentality, though. Those guys that wanted to do that, I went in before the fights started. Normally, I mean, it's hostile areas. Sometimes we get into, some fights because we'd have to relocate the LZ because it would be too hot. We couldn't do there. We'd have to exfil and find another one. But, it was rare, very rare. And then, of course, I'm with the Special Forces at that point. I'm with Ranger Team or, the Rangers were the most proficient. SEALs, I love those guys. I like the SEALs guys better than I did the Rangers. Rangers were all egotistical. Any Ranger on here, I can tell you right now, they're going to be like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't you dare talk. No, I'm not talking bad about them. They were proficient. It's just, they were not welcoming to non-Ranger.
When I was at basic at Fort Benning, our platoon was next to a platoon of Army Ranger guys, and they were next level jerks. But can't really, for the most part, you can't really mess with
the
them.
elite, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got they're not the tip, but they are, pretty close to the tip.
I'll tell you something they did to me dirty at boot camp. Actually, when we were doing the hand-to-hand stuff, I wrestled, and I got there. And I was pretty much rolling everybody in the hand-to-hand stuff. So I had a drill sergeant was like, "Hey, let's roll." And I was like, "All right." And it was kind of a 50-50 match, right? He, kind of fair. They didn't like that. So next time we did hand-to-hand, there was a new guy showed up. And they're like, "Hey, Earles, we want you to grapple this guy." I said, "All right, sure, no problem." He didn't look like much. probably 150 pounds, 160 pounds. Dude, when I tell you that guy whooped my rear end, he whooped my rear end. Had never seen him again or anything. I was doing a night duty in the company or whatever it is called, and was reading the Bayonet, which is like the newspaper on base. I think it was called the Bayonet. And front page, the article, it was that guy. He'd just won the World Sambo Championships, which Sambo is like Russian jiu-jitsu.
Right.
It's what Fedor Emelianenko was known for, other than Pride. But yeah, that dude tore me up, and they had him come over there just to. I was like, golly, dude.
Just to do some training.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't do nothing with that guy.
Yeah, they do a lot. I went through line training is what I went through for the CBQ, and that was with the Marines. And line training, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the line training, but line training is it's not to get away. You know, most CBQ is to break and get away, right? But line training is to execute. So you learn how to execute your attacker. If they're going to attack you, you have, in the military, you have the authorization to use lethal force. So that's what line training was. It was not nice. It was to break bones, break necks.
Sure.
You know, so it's not something you could translate into a ring, you know.
How long were you in for?
I was in for 4 years. I ended up cross training though, and then became a crew chief for the tactical aircraft, and got out in '98. So I was in for Gulf War, just about the majority of the entire Gulf War.
Oh, really?
So from the time I graduated in '91 to '98.
I got out pretty quick because I joined 6 months after September the 11th.
Right.
I think we all know why.
Yeah.
I was wanting to go over there.
Yeah.
Looking back now, that's really dumb, but I really wanted to go over there.
Right.
But they attached me to Camp Atterbury, which is in Indianapolis, basically. It's like an hour from where I grew up. I was so mad because I was like, man, I want to go Korea, this or there. And they sent me to Indiana. I was like, nah, dude.
Was you National Guard or Army though?
National Guard.
Yeah.
But I was full-time National Guard for a little while. My goal was, so I was a split train. So I went to boot camp between my junior and senior year of high school. Graduated, and you go to AIT, and then you're full on. I was going to go active, but they kept jerking me around with stuff. Like they wanted me to go to airborne school or air assault school. Ain't happening. I don't even like getting up in a tree stand.
Well,
I'm not jumping out of an airplane.
I love it.
You're not going to listen. You're not going to push me out of an airplane. I promise
love
you.
it.
Ain't no
Absolutely love it.
way.
You got to try it. You
No,
gotta try it.
no.
I tried. I was this close of talking to Linda into getting married with a free fall from 12,000 feet.
You're not right in the head. There ain't no way, bro.
I loved it. I said,
No.
you can go tandem. Be hooked to me. We'll have the preacher fall down with us. We'll do our ceremony there. She's like, oh, she was close. She was real close to.
If God wanted me to fly, he'd have made me a butterfly.
That's not flying. That's falling with style.
That's what skydiving is too.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, jump out.
No.
Of the plane. That's what he made him for.
No, man. Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. But they tried. It's because my PT scores were pretty good and stuff. So they're like, hey, you want to go to air assault or this and that? I'm like, no, I
Didn't
don't.
want to repel with air assault?
No, man. No. Actually, we did an obstacle course at boot camp where we had to rappel, and I froze up at the top.
Did you? I mean, it's not like repel on the obstacle course, though. It's just jumping over, throwing your legs over and just grabbing on and got your D-ring and you just jump.
Yeah,
Like
you just
you're
kind of
fast roping or anything. Like that.
No. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah, I froze up on a couple obstacle courses because I was like platoon leader or something, whatever that's called. And I actually lost it because I froze up on some of them obstacle courses.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy, I'm infantry. I'm supposed to be on the ground.
Well, you know, you got cliffs. You never know the terrain.
That's
you're
on the
gonna have to
ground,
go. Yeah, that's on the ground.
That's fine. I don't want to be in the air.
Yeah, but you wanted to go overseas. You said, which we
I wanted to fly safely in an aircraft, land, get out, and stay on the ground.
I wanted to fly safely and then land. So, what did he say?
Got the pre-Q course for Rangers.
Yeah, he passed. Yeah.
I didn't even do that. Actually, I think Pat Tillman was in Ranger school at Fort Benning when I was in basic training.
Yeah.
That guy that played for the Cardinals.
That's where I went. Was we had to go to Fort Benning.
Right.
That's where all airborne was taught to, and then you had to
Yeah,
go
they had
to
those
school.
stupid jump towers up there.
Yeah. So I mean, we had to do that. You got a lot. It's really weird because I was Air Force, and to come onto an Army base, they would make fun of us because
Oh, yeah.
our section, it's a split, and you could see difference. I don't know how it is now, but 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was like night and day. Disneyland, Nightmare on Elm Street. The Army, Fort Benning had its horrible hill, and then you had the Air Force hotel,
Over there.
Yeah, so we would get all kinds of smoke because Air Force treats us good, but they did treat us really well there. There's a few times we'd have to go to, the Army's side of the base, and it felt like going ghetto, man.
Yeah.
It felt like
That's one thing.
Total ghetto.
When you see all those like recruiting videos and pamphlets, that stuff is not at Fort Benning. I promise you. That's called Fort Jackson, Relaxing Jackson.
Yeah. So it's a total opposite side of things there for us when we were there. And I think that's one too. The Rangers didn't much care for the fact that it was a cross train, right? You had different branches come in. You had Navy come in. The SEALs were training there too. They were getting their jump school. You had different Marines coming in. You had
other, because what we'd always hear from them too is like we'd have like other countries' military they were training too, which was kind of wild because like you see them walking around just on the Army base. And they've got the different camo and stuff, and and everybody's like, this is like right after September 11th, and everybody's like, didn't we learn our lesson with Bin Laden?
Right.
Because we trained them pretty much, and it's like why are they here? Which flying in the airport at that time was
Bin
crazy too.
Laden, and see, I was going after Saddam Hussein.
Right.
So 2 different bad guys, and that's where I was going after was Saddam Hussein. That was our target, and we had decks. Anybody that was in my time would know what I'm talking about with the decks. When you were in operation, you would have be dealt a hand, of cards, and it would be ranked, and it would have the pictures of your HTs on it, your HVTs, and you would go through and turn your cards in when you got your targets. I still got some of those cards,
Really?
I believe.
How long were you over there?
Well, after training, after the first year and a half, right, we had our first few deployments, my attachments. I was in there about a year and a half, going back and forth, different trips that we'd do, before I was like, I can't do this anymore. It was the Rangers that finally made me just say, man,
Wore you out.
I'm not cut out for hanging out with it. The SEALs I would have hung out with all the time. I didn't get to hang out with any Tier 1 operating SEALs. At that time, they had like 1 or 2 Tier 1 operators, but I didn't get to go with those guys. They may have been a little bit more elitist, but the Rangers, they were Tier 1s, and they were just wild. some of the stuff we did over there, and it would be like they would just turn and look and go, friendly fire can happen. I'm like, note taken.
Yeah.
Because it's like these guys will leave you stranded. You keep up or you're gone. So I cross trained, and well, not necessarily. It's not cross training because you get recruited into the special forces. You don't join the special forces; you get recruited in, but you have your original MOS that you signed up as, which was crew chief for me for the stealth fighter, and then I just came back and went crew chief for the F-16, F-17, F-117 stealth fighters. So went back and did that, and believe it or not, that's where I got injured the most.
Really?
Yep. That's where I got injured the most. Had an F-16 explode on me. Threw me about 30-something feet.
Golly, dude.
Threw me away. Pushed me right under the jet through the landing gear. Right over. I mean, I thought I was dead. I had to go through 6 months physical therapy. Jacked me up, man. Doctor said I'd probably never walk again. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Man.
But that was the only time I really got hurt. I mean, other than some stupid stuff,
Sure.
but major hurt. That was the only time I ended up in the hospital. Was there? But
I almost got to go to Iraq. There towards the end when I was in, that's when we went back. I guess that's the time we actually got Saddam, or that whole second wave of it or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they fitted me for those BDUs and everything, and I was like, all right, here we go. Right. And then nothing ever came of it. Yeah. And I was like, well, when it's up, I'm not coming back. Mm-hmm. Now looking back, it's like, man, how stupid. But after September 11th, like, I don't want to say I didn't care, but I wanted a little payback.
Yeah, I think that though, it's convenient how things like that happen. Mm-hmm. That trigger some payback moves.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially when the recruitment numbers get low. Mm-hmm. I think your time was the don't ask, don't tell time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That happened when I went in. Shortly after I went in, but it wasn't that way when I went in. And then Clinton came into office, and then of course made it that way. Enabled that don't ask, don't tell. But it was still really frowned upon when I was in.
Well, I remember them going through all those rules, like when you get to reception, and they're like going through all that stuff, and you're like, oh wow. Like even, like some of it, even if you're married, like you can't do that. Mm-hmm. Like, how's that into your business? What I'm doing,
right?
If it's consensual.
Well, they did a lot, even because I got married when I was in to my first wife, and we were going through a divorce, and they made us take counseling before they would even let us get a divorce.
Really?
Yeah. So, and even though she cheated on me, which you're deployed a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Jody, right?
Yeah. Military women
do,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you get deployed a lot, and they send those greens over to mow your grass and take care of your house for you while you're deployed, and they take care of it all right, So that happens.
Did you live on base or off base?
I lived on base.
You live on base. How was that?
For us, it was Air Force.
Oh, was it cushy? Is that what you're saying?
4-bedroom.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I never even walked into one on the base. So
yeah, even when I was in the
I heard at Fort Benning is pretty bad.
Fort Benning was it wasn't as good as now an Air Force base, right?
Right.
But now when I was in the dorms, right, as a single guy, even the dorms were really nice for us. Even the bad dorms were nice compared to an Army dorm. An Army dorm, wouldn't even have this.
Right.
You know, this is about the size of an Army dorm room right here.
They try to put you like 6 people in there.
No, they would put 2 in that. For us though, for the Air Force, it would probably be about another 3 or 4 foot over, and then they said that was too small, so they would put 1 in there, and you would have your bathroom adjoining the other.
I had to share
on the other side.
Share the bathroom.
Share the bathroom. But now in the Army, they would make 2 and 2.
Yeah.
You know, and it would be a little smaller. So, a lot different. But now the dorms still weren't bad. And of course, our chow halls were, 4-star restaurants. Yeah.
That must be nice.
Yeah. You know, for Thanksgiving, we'd have lobster, we'd have turkey. You know,
Honestly, the food at boot camp wasn't that bad, except for the cabbage rolls. Though I don't know what they put in that, but it was not good. But the food, I ain't even going to complain. The food to me was pretty good.
Yeah.
Some of the MREs were, sketchy.
The MREs were the same no matter what.
Yeah, but the food at boot camp wasn't bad.
And when I was in, our MREs were totally different than what they are now. And we had to heat them up. We didn't get the packs until like 97, the heat packs.
Right.
You could put water in. And man, when they gave us those out in the desert,
Game
we had
changer.
a blast.
Yeah.
And we'd just be shaking them up, and throwing them in holes and covering them up.
Oh, yeah, making them explode? Yeah.
Boom. And we had blasts with that. And then we almost got put in Turkish prison because we snuck out into Incirlik, Turkey. We snuck out off base, and we had some liquid nitrogen, and we'd throw it in a 2-liter bottle and shake it up and throw it, and they just stuff would just start blowing up. We weren't blowing up buildings or nothing, but it would shake the buildings, as loud and as we never expected it to go like that. Man, that almost started an international incident, But we had a good time. Now, Turkey, we were over there for duty, and we were there for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we were in Tent City, and for the Air Force, even the tents were not bad, we had 6 of us in a tent. We built, the wood doors. Each one of us had walls and doors and our own cots in each room. And then we had a day area, and it was air-conditioned tents and heated tents. And, they gave us a grill.
Jeez.
And a fridge.
I didn't have to do nothing fancy like that, but just the bivouacking at boot camp was, you basically just slept on pine needles.
Right.
Well, it was terrible.
Oh, yeah. Now, when we go through training, right, that is a whole different story. But,
Well, yeah, with training in the military is a lot different than once you go live.
Yeah.
Like, people think it's like, what's that first total control, the first 2 weeks of boot camp? That's what they call it in the Army when I was in anyway. Like, that's what you see in the movies.
Yeah,
the
they
screaming.
break you down.
And then after that, it chills out. And then
they
after
actually
that.
become friends.
Yeah.
Right. Your drill sergeant becomes friends with you, and you would literally die for him.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, because when we were graduating boot camp, we had a drill sergeant that was an absolute ball buster, and we all hated his guts. And then like we're about to go home, and everybody's like, man, like he didn't get to come to our graduation because he had to go do something else, and everybody was like all bummed out about it and this and that. And you're like, man, like that does kind of suck.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had in the Air Force. I was at San Antonio, Texas. The night I went in. For basic training, flew out of Knoxville from the MEPS, flew out of there, went into San Antonio, Texas, and they were tornadoes that night, 110 degrees, and it was midnight, and they were still yelling at us.
Yeah.
When we were getting off the bus, and tornado sirens were going off, the base was, debris flying. Drill sergeant had his, hat strapped on real tight so it wouldn't blow off, and it's sitting there flapping like this. And just running us all the way and making us stand out there in hail. And I mean, it was like, whoo, we thought we had walked right into hell. It was hot. And when we finally did get into our processing, of course we had to get to the walls and, cover while the tornadoes passed. But you could sit and watch the acoustical ceiling here. You could watch it levitate, as that tornado was coming over us.
Ooh.
So,
but they get you there in the middle of the night on purpose, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah. Because mine was, I mean, I didn't have the storms, but we got there in the middle of the night. Mm-hmm. I was 18. Mm-hmm. And, come up on the bus. Y'all smell like civilians, blah, 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 blah. I get you out, yell at you, and this and that. You're like, bro, I just got here. Yeah. And then I remember we got all of our gear finally. You put it in the duffel bags or whatever, and then they got your nameplate on the side of it, and they stacked all them up. So there was 54 people in a platoon, and there was 4 platoons in the company, I think, if I remember right. So there's 220 people or whatever it is, 216, whatever. I ain't good at math. And then they piled them all up, and you had 2 duffel bags.
Right.
So that many people times 2. And then they stack them up and said, hey, you guys got 60 seconds to find your bags. If you don't find your bags, you're getting smoked. And, you're not going to get that done in 60 seconds. Not everybody.
On purpose.
Yeah.
See, we were only allowed to take one bag.
Right.
And then they told you not to take anything. But of course, the recruiters would set us up. They'd set you up. Oh, you can take a chain. You can take your cigarettes and lighters.
And this and that. And they make you throw it all away when you get there.
Man,
because you got to
smoke you up.
They give you that little card, advance on your pay, and then make you pay for all that stuff.
Yeah, everything you got was thrown away. Yeah. And then they would, if you had a necklace, are you trying to bribe me? You wasn't supposed to bring this. And I'm like, were you trying to start a fire? They, you can't have lighters and tobacco here. And it was rough there for a little while.
Yeah, it is when you're in reception. Because reception's almost as bad as total control week.
They kept us as a rainbow, and that's what they called the new people coming in because they weren't in uniforms. They'd marked around civilian clothes.
Oh, that's the worst time to be at reception. Before you get a uniform. Oh my God, that is nonstop, just parading.
And the hair.
Yes, that too. Yeah, before you get your haircut.
Nobody was allowed to comb their hair, fix their hair, anything. And this old boy was a rocker. I had the hair down to here.
Oh, yeah, that old white snake hair, did you?
I had the 80s, 90s. I was rocking it, man. I mean, we were coming right out of the 80s.
Right.
So I was rocking it heavy, and I even got smoked for that, Airman Brider, you need to be in the sister flight? I'm like, sir, yes, sir. What?
Yeah.
You want to go to the sister flight? Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They smoked me because I was squinting.
Yeah.
They had us line up in a formation, and the sun's right in our eyes, and I was squinting like that. And they were saying I was laughing at them talking. I was like, I'm just squinting because the sun's in my eyes.
Yeah, don't.
They smoked me.
Yeah.
Golly.
I was, see, when I was in, they were still allowed to touch you.
See, now that I would have got kicked out of the Army back then. They couldn't touch you unless you were on some kind of a firing range, and you were doing something stupid, gun went down range or whatever. There they could touch you, and they'd walk up and down the line like, "Please, somebody don't point your gun down range. Please do it for me." And I was like, "Oh God!" But yeah, they wouldn't. When I was in, you couldn't touch you. Right. Then when my brother went in a few years after me, they were allowed having their cell phones. When they got back to the barracks, you could have your.
And they had the safety cards or whatever.
I think they had just started that.
Yeah.
When I was in.
When I heard that, I'm like.
It might have been a little after, but I remember guys in my unit that were talking about that. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, if you make it through the first 2 weeks of basic training, you just got to make 2 weeks. It's nothing. It ain't that bad after that. It's not.
This is physical, right? But then after the 2 weeks, you get used to the physical. You put your brain. That's what it's all about. Get your brain into your happy spot. Forget about the pain. Push through, and it's good for you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I
And
loved it.
Then it's pretty much technical training, right? You spend a lot of time in the classroom learning the rules and history, and the military standards and the
Oh yeah, classroom
code of uniform justice.
classroom was brutal.
Yeah, you
'Cause
couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah, dude, that was so hard to stay awake. Because I went Fort Benning. I was there May through the end of August, so it's hot as crap down there in Georgia. And then, you get in that air conditioned classroom, man.
Oh yeah.
You do PT in the morning, this and that, and then here they come. And he's
It'd
like,
be-
golly, dude.
Yeah, it'd be so hot. I got there in April, and it would be so hot that they would have to black flag, that we couldn't be out there outside. So they'd have to figure out something for us to do on the inside. But then they would, we could still march if it was 110. We just couldn't march on the pavement.
Yeah, they did. It was called Heat Cap 5, if I remember right. And you'd have to roll your sleeves up and your pant legs up, and then they would force you to drink water.
Right.
So you'd have your canteens, and they'd drink both canteens.
Yeah.
And if you would flip them over and a drop of water came out,
Yeah.
bruh, then they smoke you. And I'm like, well, what the hell is the point of me drinking all this water if you're gonna make me sweat it back out, man?
Right.
Because
But then they make you drink it again, though.
Oh yeah,
So
they'd have those water buffaloes, and you have to go get more water, which that to me was disgusting.
yeah.
Like it's, just that bag, and there's nothing on top keeping the dirt from getting in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't want to drink that water.
And we had dust storms though in San Antonio, so
Oh yeah, I bet that's
yeah.
yeah.
And you appreciated it then,
Yeah.
and that was and I'll give anybody advice that's going into the military, because it's going back. They said they're going to put it back to the way it was in the 90s when I was in. So I'll give you advice going in. If you're in, and it doesn't matter what branch you're doing, they all have these jobs. They're going to ask for volunteers. Don't volunteer for anything.
Nope.
Except for laundry duty. Volunteer for laundry. And volunteer to be a chaplain. Those are the two things you want to volunteer for. Because laundry duty, it's nasty, right? I mean, everybody's crusty underwear. You got to go and wash it and stuff. But you get a full break away from everybody. And a lot of times they had a vending machine right around the corner, and no drill instructor would be around that area. You could get to the vending machine and be back there doing clothes and, get you your sugar fix, whatever you wanted. And you get like a patio break, and if you had cigarettes stashed somewhere, you could always find cigarettes in the laundry room.
Oh yeah.
There was somebody had some stashed somewhere, and we just, you would have them stashed and you could go out there and smoke. And the drill instructors they'd walk by. They wouldn't say anything unless you were doing something stupid, blatantly obvious, right? Of course, they may now. I don't know, but back then they left the ones that were doing those details, alone pretty much. But you volunteer for that, you got out. While everybody else is scrubbing the floors with the razor blades, taking the wax off of it because they're getting ready to pour wax back on the floors. While everybody else is doing that, because you normally did that on Sundays. So if you're a chaplain and you're a laundry guy, chaplain, you'd be gone all morning to the church, right? Because those that wanted to go to church, and everybody wanted to go to church on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
In basic. It
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
matter whether you was an atheist or not. You were getting out of that barracks because that was a no drill. That was an at ease zone.
Couldn't get messed with.
Yeah, couldn't
Yep.
get messed with, and they were more worship was going on in the church then than you see out here in the civilian world. You know, those boys in there, after a long, hard week of getting torn down like that, they would throw their worship down.
I'd go to the Pentecostal church
Yep.
because it was,
Pentecostal,
man,
they
it
was
was
on
it was lit, and they had some good looking women there.
Yeah.
Because that was another reason why everybody went. Is
Right.
because there was
But I
women
was
there.
I was one of the chaplains that got to wear the blue ribbon on the shoulder, and then I'd be at the line, and when they'd come up, I'd be able to tell, at ease, and the drill sergeant would have to stop, not be able to march them in.
You know, they don't do KP duty in the Army anymore.
They don't.
Nope, got rid of it because
Well,
you're missing days of training.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because I had KP duty one day when we did the RPG stuff. Man, I was so mad.
Yeah,
I was so mad.
We didn't have KP in the Air Force, but that's because the Air Force has specific training for their kitchen staff. Now you would have details, like I said, laundry, stuff like that, but that was just for your platoon. We called it flight, but that was just your flight that you had.
No,
to do it for.
KP duty was brutal because you didn't actually cook anything.
Right.
You were loading and unloading trucks all day, cleaning, and dude, it was terrible. I only had to do it, I think, twice the whole time I was there, but both times I was like, dude, I'd rather be getting smoked right now than doing all this stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. The only thing we had for that was a runner, and you didn't want to be the runner. The runner would be the one that would have to leave our flight, go down to the chow hall, and get permission to figure out what time and what number we would be to come into the chow hall, which means they had to run down, do their greeting to the the snake pit. We called it a snake pit, to get our number to find out when we was coming in. And they had to do it within a certain amount of time, not be out of breath, not walk, run, or walk, don't run, use the handrails. They had to say that as they were going down the stairs. We had to say it all the time. Walk, don't run, use the handrails.
I think we had something like that too now that you say that. Like when you was walking down the steps. Yeah.
Everybody had to say it. So,
But we had to do our own laundry.
Yeah.
When I was in.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Everybody had to do their own individual?
Yep.
No.
They had laundry downstairs, and you could only buy the little Tide Pods that were about, marked up 3 times what you could buy them at the store for.
Oh, well, see, they paid for the laundry detergent for everybody. when I
No,
was
they
in,
didn't.
So,
I may be lying on that,
Yeah.
but I feel like we had to pay for that stuff because it's dumb when you get in there. They make you go buy you got to buy your running shoes and all this stuff.
Yeah, you gotta
because they
buy it.
front you that money, so
Yeah.
you lose like a whole month of pay because they don't pay you hardly anything, and then it's like you got to go buy all this stuff,
yeah.
and then it was just always, and then
Everybody would buy the vitamin C hard candies.
oh yeah,
Because that's the only candy you could keep in your locker.
oh we couldn't even have that.
Yeah, it was vitamin C, though, right?
Yeah. They would have a Little Caesars like food truck swing by every now and then, but you didn't eat it. Like people would, because people go there, And back then, this was 2002. You'd pay $10 or $15 for Little Caesars pizza, so that's crazy expensive. And then they'd eat that whole pizza, and then the next morning, it's extra PT time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I'm sure. Did you guys have to do the gas chamber?
Yeah.
So which my recruiter told me beforehand, he's like, hey, the morning they tell you can have milk, don't drink it because you're going to the gas chamber.
Yeah.
So anytime they'd give you those little treats, you'd always be like, what's the play on this?
Yeah.
They did. There's a restaurant there at Fort Benning where they make these like hamburgers. They're called like Ranger burgers and this and that. They did one time order that for us, and I was so skeptical of that. But they didn't mess with us that one time. Like, actually, we were eating, and the drill sergeants came down. And, we were all, like, at ease or whatever. Like, no, we ain't messing with you tonight. And they actually sat there and ate with us.
We didn't
And I was
have
like, dang, dude.
anything like that when I was in. Now, we had Friday the 13th came, and our drill sergeants, they called themselves the Mexican Mafia. And that was because, our squad commander, she was Mexican, and then my drill sergeant's supervisor, the technical sergeant, was a Mexican. My drill sergeant was Mexican. The only one that wasn't was the assistant drill sergeant, which was African, Sergeant Juco, and he was a pararescue, one of the pararescue special forces dude, and he's the one that eventually put me into it. But that dude was like 7 foot tall, man. I mean, he
I know,
had a
dude.
finger like that, and his uniform was so tight that that dude, and he spoke like this.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, come here, bright one. He called everybody bright one. Everybody called bright one. Imagine what he had, how much fun he had when he figured out my
Your name was Bright.
Oh, I became his favorite. So, and then I still remember my drill sergeant's name was Staff Sergeant. His was Staff Sergeant Juco, and then my main drill instructor was Staff Sergeant Saavedra. And it was so hard to get everything because you had to do your report, right? You had to practice your Staff Sergeant Saavedra, sir. Airman Bright reporting for duty, sir. Staff Sergeant Saavedra. You know, you had to do all your close and open, and man, you get smoked so bad if you screwed it up. It was bad, but everybody had to go through. If we laughed at somebody,
Yeah.
that was worse on us than it was for the person that messed up, you know. So everybody got smoked then. So it was fun, good times though. Made the best of friends. I've still got a lot of military buddies. I got one that messages me every day. You know, just sends me. It's a thing. We all send each other the darkest humor possible.
Sure.
Memes.
I still talk to a few of the guys. I actually went to boot camp with a guy from Corbin.
Oh yeah.
So I was still living in Indiana, but I knew Corbin because all my family's from Harlan. Mom and dad are.
Right.
And so when we come down here and visit, I remember always coming through Corbin. And I can't remember his first name. I wish I could remember. His last name is Branham. But, yeah, I remember talking to him. I was like, yeah, man, I know where Corbin's at. We go through there every time we go to Harlan or whatever. But I wish I could remember his first name because I'd like to look him up.
Yeah.
He was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
A lot of crazy ones, fun ones.
Oh, yeah, guard duty was awful. I didn't have to do it a whole lot. Now, night guard, where you got to have somebody up at night while you're at basic, did you guys have to do that too?
Yeah, we had to do that. We had to have
Oh, I hated that.
guard 24/7, right? And then,
Yeah.
Then the sergeant. That's what I was getting ready to say was Staff Sergeant Saavedra would come in on Friday, or like on Thursday the 12th, he'd come in and said, you know, for anyone in here that likes to drink, you know, downtown San Antonio on Friday 13th, there's 13-cent drafts. You know, you're welcome to come and join me if you can find me, right? Knowing we couldn't get out, he would come in plastered. I mean, he would come in totally plastered. Him and the whole Mexican army or mafia would come in totally plastered on that night and have us doing some wild stuff. But it was funny though, because they were
So drunk.
yeah, they were so drunk that they couldn't even stand up, you know, and they were laughing and messing with us, but it was, you know, it wasn't like they were smoking us that night.
Right.
But it
Just
was,
having some fun.
yeah. But we knew though the next day we were going to have to clean up a big mess.
Right.
So,
Now, night guard, I hated it because you do it in 1 hour shifts. There was two of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you didn't get a lot of sleep. And then they would be like, hey, you know, it's your turn for night guard. So you'd go to sleep, have to wake up like 1 o'clock, stay on guard till 2, go back to sleep. And then, you know, my whole platoon was like 18-year-olds, right?
right.
So they always like to, you'd be in the middle of sleep, they'd be on night guard, and they'd holler, Eddie's, and you'd get up and nobody's there, right? So one night that happened, and we got up, and I was like, man, whatever. Went back to bed, felt like 2 minutes later it happened again, right? And I woke up, sat up, and went, you know, shut the, you know what up. There's a drill sergeant standing right there by my bed. I was the only one not out of bed. That's the worst.
Yeah.
I got smoked ever.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I could have killed those guys.
Oh, yeah.
After I got done with that,
They-
'cause he smoked. It was like, I don't even know, 4:00 in the morning, and I had to go out there and get smoked before we had to go do PT. Oh man,
So hot out there, you had to do PT first thing in the morning.
yeah, we did every morning. Yeah.
So that was the way it was. We'd go do PT, shower, then breakfast. So, and then we'd start our, our march. You marched everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And San Antonio's a huge base.
Y'all didn't have the cattle trucks?
No, not for.
See, Fort Benning, they throw all of you in the back of a cattle
Basic.
truck. Yeah, bro.
Now we had that like when I went to Germany, right? When I was being Germany, and we'd go out to their aircraft. They would load everybody up in the trucks, and take you out and drop you off at your spot. But not in basic. No, in basic, we marched everywhere.
Well, we didn't. If it was something real far away, because it was so hot during the day, they were real aware of that. But now, dude, they throw us. Sometimes you get lucky and get a school bus. Sometimes, yeah. Then they take you wherever. But most of the time, it was a cattle truck, and they would cram that so full. And you had those like 2 little windows on the side, and that was like the golden spot. That's where everybody would run to, and then try to stay right there, and everybody's like pushing them and stuff. They'd cram that so full, man.
Oh yeah.
It was miserable. And it was so hot. It's like, man, you got me inside of an oven right now. It's like, I'd be better off walking. At least I get a little breeze.
Right. I guess we need to do the wheel spin. Everybody's talking about the wheel spin. Everybody wants the wheel spin, so we're gonna go ahead and spin it. I guess it's me. You sure you don't want to spin it?
No, go ahead. Chat wants to see you do it.
Yeah. Chad obviously wants to see me do it, so let's do. I'm gonna start it in the blue and see what we do there. I'm not good at any of these. I don't even know what these are gonna be.
The rhyming one would throw me off.
Yeah, the rhyming, even barking like a dog for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Well, answer questions like a dog would.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. We'll see what we got.
Oh, you got the rhyme.
Oh, speaking rhymes all the time. Until my next turn. I don't know what Jericho was doing there with his urn.
I guess you got to talk to the next podcast in rhymes.
Speaking rhyme all the time until your next turn. So, go. I never knew this would be so tough. Make it rough. But anyhow, what do we say now?
I don't know. You're supposed to be rhyming. Eminem.
Did rhyme
Yeah.
in time
Yeah. Until your next turn.
until the next turn.
Don't that make you want to yearn?
Right.
You been playing any video games?
Not had a whole lot of time lately, or dime.
You stay busy though.
Well, not necessarily. Lately I lost my job, so don't work there anymore. Walked out the door, trying to do my rhymes in time. But I lost my job. Went and I had some health issues that came up, and it's, I don't know if I told you guys, I haven't told many people, but it put things in perspective. So that's why I started the beef jerky, started trying to do those things and to be more proactive, to build something to leave to the kids.
Right.
So, stop. Got the rhyme.
Start the rhyming.
Yeah.
That's a brutal one.
Yeah, they're brutal on me.
What else is on there?
But we haven't had a whole lot of time or the dime to play the games of the same. Though the last game I did play, so I must say, is Hell Drivers or Divers.
Hell Divers, yep.
Yeah.
I played it a little bit.
And I played it with Sid, and he's no kid. So this is tough.
It is tough.
Makes it rough.
It does.
Yeah.
I've been playing that new Battlefield 6 a little bit. Some of the guys at work. It's pretty good, but I ain't been playing a whole lot lately.
For $70, it's got to suck.
Man, these video games are starting to get a little out of control with the pricing, for sure. They gotta, I don't know, because what drives me crazy is you pay $70, $100 for a game, and then they microtransaction you to death. Like Grand Theft Auto Online and stuff. It's like either let me pay $150 for the game, and then give me everything, or make it free and let me buy the stuff that I want. Mm-hmm. This whole $100 here, and then you got to buy an expansion for $40 and this and that. Like it's a money racket anymore.
The battle pass is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, you got to rhyme it now.
Yeah, it's pain.
Yeah, the battle pass is. I have literally never bought a battle pass. I absolutely refuse to.
That's the pain of all of it, right? It's the battle passes where they make all their money.
Yeah,
and it's a honey cash grab. I don't know how to rhyme grab, but y'all help me. Yeah.
I like to eat crap.
Yeah, but that's the problem with video games is none of them. I agree. If they're going to put out a quality video game that's going to want me to play, then either let me buy it and own it. And by own it, I mean I shouldn't have to be shouldn't be able to get banned if I pay for the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because they can just ban you for whatever, and then it's like, hey, we got your money.
Yeah, for whatever. They can ban you, and you can't play it, even if it's got a campaign or not. So if they're going to do that, make it free. If it's an online multiplayer game and they're going to do microtransactions, it should be free. And Fortnite did that, right? They did that. With that.
And made a gazillion dollars.
You're right.
Yeah.
So, and now, but they barely ban anybody.
No,
I don't know when the next turn is. I'm just assuming I've rhymed. And
I'll let you out of it.
Yeah.
Pre-order the new Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure all the Call of Duties are in the Game Pass now because Microsoft bought the rights to it or whatever, didn't they?
Xbox is going to be shut down pretty much. I think they're coming out with one more console, and I think they're going to move it to an online like Hulu, Netflix.
At this point, they might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play all those games on your phone, a tablet.
Well, nobody's going to buy because there's no reason to buy an Xbox anymore.
No.
Nothing exclusive on it anymore. Halo's not even exclusive on it. Call of Duty's not exclusive on it. You can get it for all of the consoles.
PlayStation's about the same way anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, all their stuff's on PC, and they've released stuff on Xbox too.
And that's the thing with Microsoft is everything's subscription based. You have to have the subscription, their Game Pass, right?
And they just doubled the price on it.
And they just raised the price on it. And they want you to pay more for the premium, right, to get these other games. And you still have to go to Ubisoft and
EA and all that.
And what's the other one? Crap. What's the other one that Fortnite's on? Epic.
Epic, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to go to all these other ones and pay their, for their games. So, yeah, it's getting this whole internet thing is getting way out of proportion. Hulu has their own exclusive shows. Netflix has their own exclusive shows.
Yeah.
Prime has their own exclusives. So, and it's $100 here, $100 there. It costs more.
I tell you, the crap they're doing that's driving me crazy is you'll start watching a show. We just watched Resident Alien. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it.
And then they'll cancel the show.
Well, they just did that too. But the first 3 seasons are on Peacock, I think. Mm-hmm. And if you want to watch the newest season, you got to get like Hulu or something.
Right.
And it's like, what? I got to have 2 of these? Mm-hmm. Like, how does this make sense?
Well, it's a money thing.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah,
but.
I mean that's what they're doing, and it's in the games are the same way, and that's what ticks me off with the games. I think the publisher should have the right to sell them themselves. We don't need the distribution.
No.
The publisher, the game company themselves, Activision. Epic Games, whatever, should publish their own and quit trying to pull all the games into their own launchers.
And not every game. Yeah, the launcher stuff too. Mm-hmm. You buy a game on like Steam now, and then you got to download another launcher to play it.
Yep.
It's like, why? I bought it on Steam. If I wanted to buy it on that launcher, I'd have bought it on that launcher.
Right.
I like having all my games in one library.
Yep.
But then the other thing too, every game now has to be live service. Mm-hmm. Like it can't just be a game.
Right.
Like I just want a good campaign game I can play by myself, maybe a co-op campaign.
Right.
Like not every game needs multiplayer or a live service where you got to keep like Destiny now.
Yeah.
Dude, I've quit playing Destiny because, every 2 months you got to buy something to be able to keep going.
Keep up. Keep going with it. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Well, what's this about Phasmophobia?
Oh, Phasmophobia.
I've never played it. But
you've not played it?
No, I actually I've got it, but I've never played it. But I hear my girls playing it, just screaming and losing their minds.
It's an all right game. Where I was doing, I haven't played it in forever, but where I was doing a lot of dev work, right? It's made in Unity. That's the engine I use. I worked with a couple other developers, and we built based on the horror FPS system that was on the Unity Asset Store. It's an asset that you could buy and download and build a game off of it. It does a lot of the basic work for you for a horror game, like the jump scares, the triggers, stuff like that. You just place them, right? You don't have to do coding because somebody's already done it. It was a single player thing. We built an asset to make that asset multiplayer. Well, they used my code to build Phasmophobia for multiplayer. So that asset, which is fine. That's exactly because it's for sale, right? Jericho Mason's calling. I ain't got you yet, Jericho. Sorry. But my phone's about dead. But they would, we would play it, and it was so obvious, my code, that I was able to hack it.
Ooh.
So I was able to find out where the ghosts were, what the ghost was, and kind of, But
so
at
do
the
they?
same time, I could lock all the doors and stuff like that too, because all multiplayer takes every bit of the single player code and runs it through the server, and it's server authenticated. Well, they didn't use a server authentication. They allowed the host client to be the server because they didn't want to have multiple servers, right? It costs money to have dedicated servers. So they allow a client to be the host. You remember the old days where, you'd be playing a multiplayer game and somebody
had to host it.
And then it would say waiting for host transfer or host disconnect.
Farming Simulator used to be like that.
Right. So that's the way there's a set up.
So when they buy that asset, do they just got to pay for it once, or is it like a recurring thing?
They buy it once. If developers, they buy it one time. It depends on the asset. Some assets are yearly maintenance, depending on how big the asset is, because there's like a RPG engine that I have. That I think you've even played my RPG at one time that we built off of it. Now it requires a yearly maintenance fee, but that's just to get updates for it. You don't have to pay for it if you don't want to. You can keep it the same version, use it all you want. But once, and I can see you doing that because you'd have to expand on it. Once you expand on it, you try to update. That's when things break if you don't expand it in the right way. Takes some time, but yeah. So what Sid's talking about is Asher, my youngest son, would play Phasmophobia with us, and Sid and I were, and Asher was doing one of the missions, and we're going through, and the ghost just happens to walk by, right, and flashes and walks by, and I'm looking at Asher. I'm like, Asher, talk to me. What'd you find? What'd you find? And his character's just sitting there. I'm like, Asher, what are you doing? Get out of here. We got to get out of the house. We got to get out of the house. And his character's just sitting there. I'm like, Asher, what's going on with you? Get out of the house. Asher's sitting in my living room.
He was done?
Nope, I'm done. Didn't even log out of the game.
I'm not
done.
I'm not big on scary games.
Yeah.
At all, man.
The only thing that's scary about it is when it finally gets you, it's so quick. Because the ghost kills. That's the whole thing. The ghost will hunt you and kill you. Unless you can get out, right? And you have to figure out what the ghost is.
There's codes and stuff too, or something.
Yeah, you're ghost hunting. So you have to do your EMF detectors. You have to do, the video camera. You have to get evidence. You have to do quest, right? And you have to talk to the ghost, spirit box, all that stuff, and get the writings. It's just like a ghost hunt.
Sure, I know my girls we'll be in the bedroom, and you just hear them
Now,
they're screaming.
One of the things is, and I've worked with, and I did reach out to the guys, the developers of Phasmophobia, where I had zone perception, right? They have ported it to where it's VR, but they didn't port it to where it's local multiplayer. But since it's my code, I did tell them I'd like to work with them to get a local multiplayer, because of the way zone perception worked, I'd build the arena in the headsets, and then locally you could put 4 or 5 players in the same room together, virtual reality.
Nope.
That
some people might like it.
That would be an amazing.
Dude, I tried playing. So when I got my first VR, I think it was the PlayStation one. Might have been my second one, but either way, I tried playing Resident Evil 7 in VR. Nah, dude. No.
Well, there's a lot of
no.
you can't do in VR because, one, VR will make you sick.
Yeah, it does me real bad.
It'll make you sick. But
anything moving.
Now with mine's free roam. My escape rooms that we did in zone perception, free roam, which means you're not setting and moving your character. You had to literally walk to move your character. And
that'd probably be a lot better.
In a 18 by 20 area with 5 other players. So, and you would work to try to do these escape rooms and puzzles, and by you walking, right, and that's how you moved. If you ducked, it ducked. If you jumped, it jumped. You laid in the floor, it would lay in the floor. You walked from one side to the other side of the room, and you could see the other people in the room with you, walking around trying to do the clues. There was no motion sickness at all. Completely eliminated it. And that's what I was trying to get Phasmophobia developers to work with me on, to let me bring it into my system for that with my multiplayer code, and make it local multiplayer to work with that system. And they were, willing to do it, but we just couldn't afford to keep zone perception up over there. It was, $1,000 a month. We weren't getting the people in, plus electric, plus the internet, it'd be about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. It would take, maybe 30 games a month to be able to afford it. people booking it. We lucky if we got 10 a month. So, but everybody that did it kept coming back. It's just getting the word out for it.
Right.
So, and this would have been the perfect time for the VR, because we had Manor of Escape, which was a kind of a spooky escape room adventure where you had to chase a ghost and find and eventually fight him with bows, which was awesome. And then they just released a haunted escape that is amazing. I got to demo it, and it's awesome. 6 players, total best haunted house you'll ever go in, guaranteed.
I'm good.
So realistic, and you're trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
You got the surround sound, and we would have added, the 4D element, which is, mist and wind and smells, and make it all feel, with a rumble floor. Yeah,
No.
it would have.
Some people like that stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm actually, when we get done with this, I'm taking my youngest daughter and a couple of her friends to Ferriston.
Uh-huh. Ferriston's good. Ferriston's a
man.
big supporter of this channel.
Oh, man.
And
They have
them
good
know-
stuff over there, but
let them know that RJ's Beef Jerky, you just left the No Sugar Coating podcast. They'll be like, that's awesome. We were just on there because they were on here. Big supporter. They're helping us because we're giving we're trying to and I need to do that anyways because we're getting ready to wrap up, but we're getting for Thanksgiving we're going to try to feed 25 families that are in need. So if you know anybody that's in need that can't afford a Thanksgiving meal, let us know, and we'll make sure they get one for Thanksgiving.
that's cool.
But if there's businesses that want to help, or even just people that want to help, we need help getting them there. We need help getting the food prepared and boxed up and ready and delivered. We need volunteers to drive it to the families, to go buy it. We need help with it. And then of course anybody who wants to donate is welcome to donate. And then whatever we get in donations for that event that we don't use will go for Christmas, because we'll do something similar for Christmas too. And Ferriston's is one that's helped out with that
That's good.
pretty significantly. And they do a lot. So good people out there. I didn't get invited, but Paul and Jericho got to go up and experience Ferriston's.
Well, I tell you, if you want to take 3 teenagers, I'll let you go in my place.
Right.
I don't like haunted houses, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't like haunted games, none of that stuff. I don't want to be stressed out the whole time. Which the haunted houses ain't too bad, because usually my wife and stuff, well, they run ahead. They start getting scared and they get ahead of me, and then I'm just back there watching them get scared, so that's not too bad.
Right.
But I got a feeling I'm going to be leading the pack tonight, so
Yeah.
I don't
With
like
the
it.
teenagers.
Yeah. Like Ann, my wife, and the other girls, I took the 2 youngest ones, my wife and my niece, a couple years ago. And, dude, they went so far ahead of me, I couldn't even see them anymore. And, these guys are getting done scaring them, trying to get back in place to scare me. I'm like, I'm good. I'm having more fun watching them get scared anyway. But I'm a big chicken when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
That's the scariest game I do is, Dead Space.
Really.
That's it.
Oh wow.
I don't know Resident Evils. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I've got several games now, and I got my own launcher. Updated my launcher too. Because launchers are
You got to have a launcher.
right. So mine's updated, and I've got several games, and I do have a horror game, but I haven't got it out on the launcher yet to release. But it's multiplayer. I've had to revamp it because at the time, Phasmophobia was, that's the reason why I built the multiplayer system for that horror thing in the first place, was do something like a ghost hunting. They beat me to it. They've got more developers than I do, but I had to revamp it, and I was trying to do something more like Ghostbusters then, to where it's not necessarily scary, but it's
Just ghost related.
ghost related.
I said that'd be my speed.
Yeah.
I can mess with some Ghostbusters.
And some fun, right? It's like an FPS kind of thing, and it's funny, because you're getting slimed or you're, things like that, but not necessarily trying to rip Ghostbusters off because that's copyright.
Right.
But, yeah, those would be things. But we have the Thanksgiving dinners we're going to do. We're going to do Christmas. We've got our short films coming up, so we're also looking for help and volunteers for it, too. We're looking for actors. We're looking for stories. If you have an interesting story, you can submit them to us. We may turn it into a script, a short film. We're going to do a Bigfoot story, reenactment. We've got a few of them. Obviously, if you've watched our podcast, aliens, stuff like that. So what's your thoughts on Bigfoot? Do you believe in Bigfoot or?
Not Bigfoot. There's just too much technology out there now. If Bigfoot actually existed, I think we would know about it.
That's what everybody says. Jericho
But-
is still
I ain't gonna say-
so involved in.
I ain't gonna say it's impossible because we find new creatures all the time, right? Insects and this and that we don't know about, fish. But at this point, I would think we'd have probably found one, bone, something.
But
Now, did it ever exist at one time? I would say probably, more than likely,
yeah, something similar.
something similar to it.
Yeah. What about aliens?
Oh, I 100% believe in aliens. 100% believe in aliens.
Paul's out there going, "Yep,
Yep.
'cause he believes in.
There's actually, I was reading yesterday, I think on Facebook, there's a documentary coming out that's got politicians and everything in it. Like they're comes out next month. They're just basically spilling the beans on everything, which they've kind of already came out and said they're real. But I'd like to see all the information. But yeah, aliens like Bob Lazar, the guy that worked in Area 51. Like if he's ever on a podcast, I usually listen to it because he's probably my favorite alien guy out of all of them.
Right. So what do you think about 3-Eye Atlas then?
Now, I actually don't know anything about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Big alien thing you don't know about 3-Eye Atlas?
No, I don't know about that.
You-
I did. I was looking at y'all's TikTok the other day. I heard you talking about it, but I don't know what it is.
You need to look it up because it's on its way to Earth.
Oh, is that the comet thing on the way? Okay,
It's the
okay.
size of Manhattan.
Got you.
Yeah. And then there's another one right behind it.
Oh, so they're bringing it back up.
Well, it depends on what internet
What it
thread
is,
you're
right.
reading, right? What the rumor mill is, because they say that they're getting communication back and forth, that it's communicating or something like that. But they're saying that they're not together. 3-Eye Atlas is afraid of Swan, or vice versa. But one of them's trying to get here before the other. One's supposedly supposed to protect us, and the other one's supposed to annihilate us, right? So,
Apparently, they've not heard about Space Force yet, huh?
right. Now, Space Force is put in place for
Hey.
protection.
When they came out with that, I almost joined up on that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Space Force is going to be like, so it's crazy. I don't know. I can't imagine, but it's a break off of Air Force, right? So it's headed up by Air Force. I don't know. I could see, but man, we can't even get out of our own gravitational pull right now.
No, that's a fact.
So they did schedule another moon landing though. NASA did. So I saw that. We'll see how that goes.
So, here recently, I've started doubting the moon landing.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out. Anybody that's streamed for a long time, right? How hard is it to get consistent streaming right now?
No, it's not. Consistent streaming?
Yeah.
Not.
Our internet goes out.
I mean,
all the time.
not
we get
not
in-
crazy. But then back then, they were able to do that.
Yeah. They
Like-
were able, from the moon,
From the moon, they were able
with
to
a
do that.
small antenna.
Right,
I can't get cell phone service at Laurel Lake.
right.
You know, I'm trying to pull a video on my cell phone at Laurel Lake
Yeah.
and can't do it.
Yeah.
And they had the technology to be able to stream crystal clear. And then, who filmed them landing?
Yeah, exactly.
Who
They got
filmed, who filmed the first man coming out of the space shuttle?
Well, he wasn't the first man. Somebody else was there filming first.
Somebody had to step
Yeah.
out first,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
somebody got credit for the first step out, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. Seems a little sus to me that we could get streaming internet from the moon like that back then, and I can't get a cell phone signal in Manchester. You know,
Well, now I'm sure you remember bag phones. You remember they would pick up anywhere? Like, do you remember that?
satellite phones,
Yeah, the bag.
True
Yeah,
satellite.
they would pick up anywhere.
right?
You know why they
But
don't
you had
anymore?
to go high for a lot of them. To be able to
Sometimes.
sometimes because they wouldn't pick up in the valley.
But a bag phone is 10 times better than any cell phone service
Right.
now, right? Do you know why it's not anymore? It's the government. Government got involved. Because Verizon, for example, Verizon doesn't own their towers. This is what a lot of people don't know. AT&T, Verizon don't own their towers. There's another company that does.
Right.
Usually American Towers. Oh, we doing the So Verizon has to pay the government to use those towers. And that's, you got to get approvals and permits to put all these towers up. That's why, because Verizon's got the money. If they wanted you to have service everywhere, they want you to, obviously, so they can sell you stuff. But if they were able to, we'd have service everywhere, 100%.
Well, it's,
But they won't let you for some reason.
that's like the jerky, though. Beef jerky is the most regulated snack there is, period. I can make peanuts all day long, not regulated. You know, ship them anywhere. I can make, crackers, chips, not regulated. Ship them anywhere. Jerky, I have to have a federal inspector in the building with me before I can even enter the building
Just because it's meat?
because it's meat.
Meat.
So, and that don't make sense to me. I could do chicken. Don't need
Well, I
it.
guess they need to make sure what kind of meat you're using.
Well, I mean, it
But-
would be deer. If I did deer or even wild game at all, I have to have a special license for that, and then I have to have a Fish and Wildlife there, along with the USDA inspector. And it has to be processed on separate equipment. Can't be processed on the same equipment as beef. So we'll eventually get to that, right? And just like Verizon, if it wasn't for all the government red tape, the $3,000 per
Yeah.
flavor, the jumping through all the hoops and all the inspections and everything, I didn't have all the flavors out there I could, and be getting it out. But it's just so expensive and so much
And that's why everything costs so much.
red tape to
You gotta pay this person to get approved by this person to get approved by this person.
do it legit. You have to, and that's the thing is a lot of people they don't. This is local to Corbin, and a lot of people don't think it's local to Corbin. Where you seen our commercial, our website looks just as good as Jack Link's. Commercials are TV ready, and packaging's legit. So everybody's like, "Oh, that's a big company. We don't need to support them."
Right.
I'm going broke. I'm going flat broke.
They yeah. We went and bought Ann a new car. And we went to go get the tags for it yesterday. I had to, because we bought it out of state. We bought it in Knoxville. I had to have it inspected. Now, this is a brand new car. Brand new car. 25 Kia. Brand new car. I had to have it inspected. I had to pay $15 for that.
To get it
Inspected
in
in Kentucky. Yeah.
They started the inspections again.
Yeah. I had to have it inspected. $15. I couldn't pay for it with a card. I had to go get cash. So I had to run to an ATM so I could pay a fee to get
At
the money
least
out.
it's only $15.
$15. And then I forget it. Well, because when you buy a car, it's included in your purchase or whatever. And then pay all that tax for all that crap. And I'm paying sales tax on the car. And that car is probably, it's $500 or $600, I would imagine, to tag it based on what I pay for my truck. It's just like where does it end?
And the property. Property tax.
property tax.
You don't live in city limits, do you?
No, thank goodness.
Man, school tax this year.
So
Oh man.
I got a buddy. He's one of the tax collectors at the school. I've heard some stories,
Oh man.
but it is
he's
because
the tax collector from the school. You
yeah.
better tell him
But
he needs to stay up.
I've heard
Stay
it's
hid.
crazy, outrageous.
Oh, it's I about flipped out how high it is.
How much you had to pay this year
It's 7% of whatever your property
of the assessed value?
of the assessed value. 6 point something percent of the assessed value. Outrageous. That's just school tax. That's not even the city and the county.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah, man, taxes drive me up the wall.
county's like 4%.
And I don't mind paying taxes, but there's certain taxes I can't stand. One's vehicle tax, the way Kentucky does it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I get in such a bad mood going to pay that because it's like my truck this time is $400 some bucks. That's as cheap as it's been, and it's dude. I already paid sales tax on a $50,000 truck,
Well,
and then I'm going to end up paying. If I keep that truck 10 years, I'm going to pay another $5 or $6 grand, I would imagine, in taxes on it.
Well, I don't mind paying, yearly taxes on the vehicle because I use the road, and as long as it goes to maintain the road, I'm fine with everybody paying a yearly tax for that. And sales tax is supposed to go to something else, right?
Right.
For the state, it's fine too, but you're taxing everything.
Mm-hmm.
You're taxing breathing,
Tax
my
the tax.
water, and my
Yeah.
you tax everything, and that there's got to be at some point. I need some money for me.
Yeah.
Make up your mind whether property tax, and then to the schools, right? So, if you don't have kids that go to school,
Yeah, exactly. See, I get in arguments with people all the time because, like student loans. Okay, I've got student loans. I think student loans should be forgiven, and I get in this argument with people all the time. Okay, hear me out. Mm-hmm. So for the last few years, I've paid around $40,000 in taxes on my W-2s, right? So if they want to give me 18 grand back on my student loan, as far as I'm concerned, they're giving me some of my money back. But, and I get people, I don't want to pay somebody else's education or whatever. That's fine. But I pay taxes for schools my kids don't go to. I pay taxes for roads I don't drive on. Now that is as far as I lean left. I just want to let everybody know that. But that, to me, as far as I'm concerned, they're giving me 18 grand back out of my taxes. Okay, cool.
yeah, no. So it is a loan, right? So you applied for it.
Yeah, but
At what point can we just say, they should pay for my home loan, right?
sure.
Because of all the taxes.
But
So what makes school different? What makes a student?
because when I was in high school, all they ever told you was if you ever want to get a good job and make any money, you have to go to college. Okay.
But-
And then you go to college, and then I've got one at Murray State right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is another money grab. It's just money after money after money. Like, if you were going to actually get an education, but these colleges are set up to get money.
Right.
And Ann actually got her student loans forgiven because the school she went to got caught doing shady stuff.
Right.
So they actually just wiped out her student loans.
Oh yeah, and some will, but now there's some people out here though that abuse that loan system,
And that's everything.
and they
yeah.
abuse the Pell
They get
Grants
that.
and stuff.
Yeah, and get the money back.
do it
And
every
yeah,
year.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to regulate like who
Right.
deserves it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've last 3 years I've paid over $100,000 in taxes. Like,
what's-
if you're gonna give me 18 back,
But see, here's the thing though: is it's easier to get a student loan
it's too easy.
than it is to get a home loan.
Yeah.
So forgive the homeowners.
So home loans. Well, I was in real estate for a little while. That's another. I don't want to even get into that. Banks.
Right.
If you want to talk about what's wrong with this country,
Yeah.
it all goes back to banks.
Central.
It all goes back to banks.
Oh, yeah.
Every bit of it.
Yep.
And home
And the only
loans.
two presidents that were ever assassinated was trying to get us out of the central banking system.
Right.
So
Oh yeah.
Just
Yeah. 100%.
Ronald Reagan was going to, and he got fired a warning shot, and he quit. He's like, nah, I ain't screwing with it.
But
So,
like these interest rates on houses and stuff, like, which they are, people don't realize, like, interest rates have kind of went down over the years.
we're over time, by the way, so you can end anytime you want.
Well, let me get this out.
Okay.
Like interest rates, like back in the 80s, the interest rates were higher, but the house prices were way lower, right?
Right.
Because you, like, when you bought your first house, you probably bought it for like 12 raspberries and a bushel of corn.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah.
but it's like, man, they got to do something with all this stuff. Like, you sell somebody a house and it's, you know, $200,000, like the mortgage on it's like $1,800 or $2,000,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like, you know, and then the whole Bush housing crisis, and that's why buying the house now so ridiculous.
My house payment now, though, is mainly escrow to cover the taxes
Yep,
and the insurance.
yep, and it goes up every year,
Up and up and up.
and up and up and up and up.
My house payment, like I said, I bought it so long ago that, you know, it's really like $400. But, you know, the $1,200 that I pay, $600 of it goes to build
Escrow.
up that escrow.
Yeah, ours just went up. We bought our house right when COVID hit. Luckily, we got lucky. Bought it, but I mean, our payments went up $300
Yeah.
because of escrow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost up to $1,200 now.
That's where mine's at, 1,200 and something.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it wasn't like that because when I first bought it, you know, I could, you know, pay 3 or 4 months at a time, you know, at one payment and getting it paid down quick. And now I struggle to make a payment,
Yeah,
you know.
and then it just everything, man.
Yeah, it's outrageous. Gotten outrageous and expensive. So,
Yeah, trade schools. I've been trying to.
yeah, trade school
Yeah,
is where it's at.
I've been talking to my daughters about that too. It's just nobody's doing it anymore.
Yeah, there's not really. I did see anybody interested in trade schools that Home Depot is offering free certifications for their online courses for HVAC, electricians, and all that.
Oh, that's cool.
So go to the Home Depot, find it somewhere on their website. They offer free certifications for anybody that's wanting to go to be an electrician, HVAC, or whatever. You have to find your state, but they have online courses that can help you get certified.
Well, that helps
Free-
them out.
Free.
That is a smart business decision
Yep.
for them.
Yep, because trades are starting to die, right?
Yeah, and that's going to hurt their business.
That'll hurt their business. So
But see, that's the same with like schools,
Right.
like college and stuff. Like, we're having a hard time, which we always say, there's no jobs. But there's so many companies and, you know, different professions that need people. And like, hey, why don't we give them free school?
yeah,
I mean, we're paying for all this other dumb stuff.
because there's no school. No school, unless you're a master at something, lawyer, doctor, right? No school really helps you.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I've never even used it in my college stuff ever.
I mean, when I was at, you know, Maximus, I was high up in corporate. I had people with master's degrees that worked for me, you know, because that was a requirement to work in a position I created. And I didn't have a degree, and I'd work circles around them. So, experience trumps the education system 1,000 times.
Oh, I'm with you 100% on that.
Unless it's a specific. Now, I do believe in education, higher education, like lawyer, doctor, specialty fields. There are unique niches that you can go into, but those take more than 4 years, right? And they take a lot of effort and a lot of work, so that's higher education to me. But your 4-year, 2-year, 4-year degrees, most of them, you know, the requirements that you're required to get for them, I don't know how many times that Charlie Kirk, right, would prove that they don't retain anything coming out of there.
No. And just because you go to college don't mean you're smart either.
Right.
A lot of them don't understand that.
Yeah. You know, well, I mean, it's like graduating high school anymore.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
The grade levels, the boys are like, I make straight A's. That was B's when I was 90s were B's when I was in school, and a low B at that, you know. But they make like 90, 91, and they're like, that's straight A, and they'll get a 4.0 for that. That's nowhere near what it was when I was going to school. I think it was a 90. I can't remember to be 100%, but I know you had to get over a 70 to pass. Anything below 70 was an F. 70 to like 80 was a D, and then 80 to like 85 was a C, and 85 to like 94 was a D or a B, and then 95 and to 100 was an A.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, when I was in high school, just to be eligible for sports, you just had to have D's.
Yeah.
You just
And
couldn't have an
that
F.
was a 60 to 70.
Something like that, yeah.
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 Yeah, because you went to school. My boy.
Ask me how I know that.
Yeah.
I did just enough to be eligible for wrestling. That's
Right.
all I cared about.
Yep. So, and it's changed massively, even the high school system. So, and then they make them take these electives, which this is a whole nother podcast, but I mean, they make them take all these electives just to have them in school so long. I say take all that junk out, take all the stuff out that they don't need, quit wasting our taxpayer money, cut schools down to a half a day, or do it all in a day and cut it down to 6 months.
Oh, and they could.
Yeah.
100%.
And get rid of all this elective stuff that they're never going to use.
Because my girls tell me all the time, it's like, what did you do at school today? Well, we did this for 10 minutes and then sit there the rest of the day.
They have coding. Oh, it sounds awesome. Coding, game development, and business management, and all this stuff. Not really teaching them much.
Nothing.
Not much at all. I mean, basic. They have a program that they have to, click on that's called coding, but they're not learning code, real world code. They're not learning any JavaScript, which should be basic code 101. Learn JavaScript. Or in today's gaming development programming, you need to learn C# or C++, or don't even bother, because if you don't know C# or C++, you're not going to survive in the gaming world. That's every game's built in that at some point, or they have the .go thing now. So, but you still got to know some basic Java code and stuff like that to be able to understand those things. So, I mean, they're not teaching that. My kids are not prepared for the world today.
No.
So,
I got lucky there for the most part, but I'm a little rougher on my kids than most. So, but yeah, they don't teach them anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
So, anyways, we appreciate you guys hanging. We're way over time, but we'll let Drew get out of here. We did the wheel. We didn't get to do a prank call. I was going to do a prank call. We'll have to do that. You come back sometime.
Yeah, absolutely, anytime.
Hang out, because Jericho and Paul be here then. Then we can all.
I'll get a little more controversial next time. I was going easy tonight.
Yeah, we always get into the good stuff at the end, because that's when you start getting relaxed. And you start to get into those questions. So that's always, we do an introductory kind of show, and then we'll pull them in for a second.
It's been so difficult not to cuss this whole time that.
You could cuss.
Well, no, I don't. I don't want to.
No.
I don't want to push the envelope yet.
Right. Well, I mean, you ain't got to do it on my behalf. But a lot of guests they do, but it's all in the emphasis of what they do. So, but we appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight.
Have a good one.
See you guys on Monday at 7:00. Come back and be with us.
Located at 511 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, Sugar Booger's Custom Cakes has been bringing delicious treats to the Tri-County area for over a decade. Whether it be a cupcake, cookie, cake pop, brownie, or a signature one-of-a-kind custom cake that will be the star of any event, Sugar Boogers has you covered. Easy online ordering with polite, knowledgeable staff guaranteed to make each experience easy and stress-free. Go check them out on Facebook or give them a call for a free estimate. Sugar Boogers Custom Cakes for all occasions, 606-344-6595.